Quick update on the cut though, like I said in my last video, 2 eggs, 1 banana. Alright, welcome guys to the last video of the 4-week cut. Quick update on the cut. I'm tracking towards the goal. I'm at 77.5 pretty much, 77.4. One day I was 76, so like I said in my last video, there's pretty big fluctuations, but I think on average I'm tracking to the goal of 77. So I've been sticking to a calorie count of about 2,300 calories, which is a fairly substantial deficit when my maintenance calories are about 2,700. And this last week has been semi-hard mentally because I'm finishing 75 hard too. And my mind is kind of shifting towards like finishing. So it's starting to get a little bit less disciplined. So it's been hard to kind of stay on track, or harder than normal, but hasn't been too difficult. I will admit though, I reckon some days I've gone over a little bit on the 2,300 calories, but then I have exercised a lot more, so I've done some pretty big runs, etc. So it's probably balancing out, and then I try to on other days like stay like a little bit below 2,300 just in case I've gone over in the previous days. So let me show you a before and after picture of starting the cut versus now, so like 4 weeks in essentially. And then I'm going to do one more video, probably a little shorter than most of these other videos, of just a transformation. That'll include the starting of 75 hard all the way to the end of 75 hard 2. Which I think will be a bigger change in body physique and percentage of body fat. So you'll be able to see a pretty wide change there. And like I said in my last video, I'm keen to get out of the cut and not be always thinking about tracking my calories and sticking to a calorie count. Because within the 75 hard, meaning 75 days, I've been also trying to stick to a calorie count, so it has been taking over my mind a little bit. So I'm keen to live life a little bit more normally. That being said, I'll probably still track in some sense my macros and just make sure that I'm hitting my protein goals and my fiber goals and stuff like that. All right, so for brekkie today, we're having the norm. It's 2 eggs, 200 mils of egg whites, and then I'm gonna have a smoothie bowl, which will have like 1 banana, some blueberries, some protein, some greens powder, and some creatine. Warehouse for Synced. Now it's not all mine, I'm subleasing it with a few other guys who also own different types of businesses, but it's going to be super good to have some extra storage, another office space which is upstairs to work from. I've already found I'm getting a lot more work done just not being at home all the time, and yeah, to be able to work in the same environment as some other people who are growing businesses. So I'll do some B-roll shots of the warehouse, but this is pretty much it. It's pretty fucking big, so a lot of room to grow and to scale up. It's really high, so we've got heaps of height we can use with pallet racking and stuff if we start to grow. We've also got a gym that we're going to build, but right now we've got the basics. We've got a bench, we've got a bar, we've got a rack for squatting, we've got some dumbbells. Need to get a few more dumbbells, but I found that's pretty much all you need, plus a few other things like a cable, a few extra weights, a few more plates, but you pretty much get a lot of work done there. And then in terms of cardio and stuff, we'll just go for runs around the block. And I'll show you the office space upstairs. Aircon, and this is the office space. This is my desk, another desk, and then a bit more storage over here. So plenty of room. For me right now, it's just super good to have somewhere else to work. I've been working at home pretty much for like 12 hours a day every day for the last couple of months. So I've noticed for the last couple of weeks, I've gotten a little bit more comfortable and not working as much. So as soon as I got in here with another person working, it helps you stay disciplined and do some solid flow work. right, so I want to take you through how I got the synced brand name. Let me try to focus this. Trademarked. Why I got it trademarked, the hurdles I went through, because I went through a fair bit, and some other learnings on the trademark journey that I went through. Because there wasn't a lot of YouTube videos or heaps of information aside from the government information on getting your brand name trademarked in Australia. So I thought it could be useful to some up and coming entrepreneurs like myself to have some education and to share my experience so that hopefully it can fast track anyone else who's looking to trademark their brand name, and maybe prevent people from trademarking their name if they don't need to. So I'll try to go into a reason, at least from my point of view, as to why you want your brand name trademarked and why you may not need to get your brand name trademarked. But as I said, I went through a few hurdles in getting my brand trademarked. I'm very happy with myself that I didn't have to pay thousands and thousands in lawyer fees. And I believe it's fairly easy to not have to do that. So hopefully I can help some people in regards to that too. So let me jump into the computer and show you the whole process of starting with some names, checking if they've already been trademarked, going through the actual process of applying for a trademark, the rejections I got and the cost of that, etc. So yeah, let's jump into the computer. All right, so first up, there's two ways to submit a trademark through IP Australia. There's a Head Start program, and then there's the standard application online. I went through the Head Start because it allows you to get feedback from a IP Australia examiner before you actually submit your trademark. It does cost more, so it's $330 because they have to put resources, which is the examiner, to check the trademark and do some checks before you submit it. But it's helpful in that you'll get feedback on whether they think it'll get accepted and stuff like that. The problem I found was that, so you'll get feedback and you'll have like 24 hours to submit another variation if the trademark examiner has come back and said that they don't think you'll get approved. But every time you submit a new one, you have to pay again. So I went through like 4 rounds of submitting different types of variations and different names before I got one that will most likely be approved. So I'd recommend going through the Head Start program, but just making sure that you don't have too many back and forths on resubmitting stuff, because it can get very costly. That being said, it could save you a bunch of money, because if you were to start an online application through the standard way and submit it and then start operating as a business and it be disapproved, you'll probably have to get a lawyer involved, and the first couple of hours with the lawyer will already exceed the cost of the Head Start program. So I would recommend going through the Head Start program. It saves money in the long term. Now, the only caveat is if your name is extremely unique, meaning it doesn't mean anything to anyone, I would probably just say submit a standard application program, because it's pretty likely that if there's no other competitors with that unique name in your industry, then it's going to get accepted. So you probably shouldn't pay that extra $330 to get an examiner to look at it, because it's pretty likely that the name will get through. All right, so for checking the trademark, there's 2 ways. There's trademark checker, which is done through like an algorithm, and then there's also more of a manual way, which is called the quick search slash advanced search. So I'll just quickly take you through trademark checker. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can go 2 ways. You can go either word, you can trademark a word, or you can trademark your logo. I'll use synced as an example. This is the brand name that I got trademarked, and like I said, I went through a bunch of variations to get here. I didn't just get this straight off the bat. I went through names like rise, raise, flow, calibrate and stuff like that, and I kept getting denied because there was nuances. And again, to reiterate, there's 2 main things that trademark examiners look for. Will it cause confusion in the consumer's eyes, and is it too generic? Confusion meaning if there's another brand in a similar goods and service industry that has a similar name, even if it's spelled differently, they'll probably not approve it, because it's going to cause confusion because there's overlap between the goods and service and the name is similar. And then if it's too generic, just like orange, you'll have too much market share kind of thing within that name, and they don't allow that either. So you just want to watch out for that. All right, so what you do is you put in your name like I did, and then you search for your goods and services. So I got dietary supplements, vitamins, dietary foods. There's a bunch of subclasses within each class. You probably, to be safe, just want to select most of the subclasses while you're searching. And when you actually file a trademark, when you go to submit something, be a little bit more niche, because it costs extra per subclass. So or maybe it's per class, but yeah, just want to be niche on there. So then you go next, and it's going to check, it's running through its algorithm to check, and you can see that there's a bunch of similarities. And you won't see my trademark here because it's accepted, but still waiting to be fully live, because there's like a 3-month waiting period. But yeah, you'll see that the algorithm one is very conservative. So you can see that this has been picked up, and they've trademarked the word sink under the class 10, which is like massage apparatus, etc., etc. Now that obviously isn't overlapped, and so I would say, unless it's like spelled exactly the same, then so just use common sense here, and you can kind of see that it's a different class and different sub classes within each class. So it's pretty different, meaning you're pretty likely to get approved for this type of thing. So you can go through a few others. So you got synced with a T, sync, and they've got class 5, but it's under a different subclass within class 5. So you got pharmaceutical preparations, like treatment of cancer. So it's why it's separate from what I'm looking at, which is dietary supplements. And you'll also see that a lot of other companies from overseas start trademarking certain things because they're multinational in Australia as well, which is a little bit annoying because these big conglomerates have all the money in the world and can trademark heaps of stuff. So another way to check it is through this advanced search, and this is where I will come up, or the synced will come up. But you can see that, I'm accepted, but awaiting publication because there's that waiting period. And I've gone under class 5 and these subcategories. So you've got dietary and nutrition supplements, vitamins, powdered nutritional supplements. But a way to search it, I'm going to use another name. Let's go flow. And then you want to go advanced search, you go flow. And you can do all different categories. So this is pending and registered, but you can also do pending. And then you can go different categories, and then goods and services is probably the most important one. But yeah, that's just another way, and it's a little bit more manual, so you can check it without the algorithm kind of flagging everything and anything. So hopefully that's helpful. And again, just do your research, look at IP Australia. It does have all the info. And like I said, if you're a new brand, I'd recommend going through the Trademark Head Start program and just making sure that you have a bunch of names that you're willing to use, because most likely if it's a pretty generic type name, or it's a word that's like commonly used, it's going to be either trademarked already or too generic. So you want to have variations ready to get over those hurdles.